Free comics to sell comics. What do you think, Josh? Should you give away free comics to sell comics?
I would say yes. They deserve it.
Yeah, other people think that too. Okay, so free comics to sell comics in the unnatural order behind the new comic Unnatural Order. Inside the novel plan to sell more comics by not charging at all. Bracket sometimes. Okay, so on PopVerse, this article came up. There's a process to becoming a fan of something. For the most part, you have to know it, then like it so much that you want more. For one comic publisher, they're disrupting the traditional comic book business model with one simple idea. That's the best way to sell comics, is to give them away for free. So Vault Comics, which actually I think I have. I have to go back and check, but I think they did a. Yeah, they do a Barbarian one I read, and there's some other metal one that I forget about the singer that went to hell. Anyways, I think that was Vault Comics too. Anyways, Montana-based publisher Vault Comics is launching a new comic book series which hopes will be their next big franchise called the Unnatural Order. After 7 years in the business and numerous comic book series launches, however, the leadership of Vault Comics realized one of the main hurdles was getting the comic book to fans. Why? Because of the way the North American comic book system works. As things currently stand, retailers have to take an educated and financial risk on what comics is stock, which works to end up with the retailers leaning more towards established names and franchises such as Marvel and DC over genuinely new things. And unlike the magazine market, retailers have to pay up front for the comic books it wishes to stock. And if it doesn't, for the most part, stock isn't returnable, leaving retailers to carry the cost. To help mitigate that hurdle, Vault decided to take the risk on themselves. How? By making Unnatural Order #1 free to comic book stores. Yes, free. As I said, to become fans of something something people have to know what it is. It seems unnatural to buy something without knowing if you like it. After all, not impossible, but a far bigger ask to make potential readers, especially with dozens of other comics on shelves each week that carries some name recognition. So to sell comics, Vault realizes people have to know the comics, and the best way to do that is to make it risk-free for the companies stocking the comics, the comic book store retailers, to have it there for people to try. This kind of sounds like the drug dealer model, doesn't it?
I mean,
first one's free.
Not that I'm.
Well, it's worked for thousands of years. Why not try it with comics?
Sounds great.
So how is the actual comic? Making the first issue of Unnatural Order free to retailers isn't to say Vault doesn't have faith in the story behind being told in the comic. If anything, it's the exact opposite. Unnatural Order is an alternate history fantasy story about an evil figure known as the Druid who took control of England and Ireland, and the person from another time that knows this isn't the way history originally unfolded. It helps that Unnatural Order comes with quite the creative pedigree. It's written by Christopher Yost, the writer of Thor Ragnarok, and one of the writers of the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. Yost is far from a newcomer to comics. He's written more than a few comics for Marvel in the past as well. While Unnatural Order had a chance to be a hit on its own in normal circumstances, Vault came to the realization, though, that in a busy market with dozens of new comics, debuting each week, that you need to do something to stand out from the pack, and helping those who put the comics in the fans' hands is the best place to make a difference. So speaking of free, there's a preview of it. When does this come out? It's already out. Yeah, it came out 2 weeks ago. What? 2 weeks ago? I didn't even see it in my LCS. I'll have to go back and see if they have it. Because that's actually a premise I would enjoy.
Oh,
I'm surprised I didn't get this one. Weird. Anyways, so maybe if they were free, I'm sure your local LCS has extra copies. I actually wonder if the store I usually buy from online for variants, I wonder if they have it on
variants.
Oh, they do. And it's $1.99. You fuckers.
How dare they?
I'm sure it's fine. Like they have to make some money on carrying it in stock, right? They can't just give it away. So they are giving it away free to retailers, not free on shelves. Oh, free to comic book stores. Yeah. So okay. So it was $1.99 for people to buy it, I guess. Which is different than Free Comic Book Day. Yeah. Okay. 137,000 copies of a book is undoubtedly the biggest print run ever for Vault Comics, first printing. But when asked if the retailer interest has affected plans for the book, creatively no, but for the business, heck yeah. It has certainly affected our sales and marketing plans for the series. For example, we've made the second issue returnable to allow retailers to continue. Wow, this is interesting. Growing their audience for the book with confidence, we have extended the premium variant model throughout the life of the series, and we have implemented some new sales and marketing strategies behind the scenes to support the title at this scale. Will this free-to-retailer model work in the long term? It's too soon to say. But Vault's already announced plans to do it again later this fall with another new series, Beyond Real. Now it seems it's up to fans if they'll buy a natural order 1, 2, 3, and going forward. Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to affect Image, DC, or Marvel, but I could see other smaller indie labels picking this idea up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I suppose if they make it returnable as well, some copies returnable, that's not the norm either. That's far more low risk for comic books shops to have. They get 100 copies and really only sell 2. They're able to send it back and don't have all that shelf space or long box space taken up by 98 copies that didn't go anywhere.
I feel like people forget sometimes how dirty comics get when they're being
stacked
used.
in a box.
Well, that too, but yeah.
Okay. So Legend of Zelda news, but first I'll give you an ad. Wait, will I?
Your new multi-vendor marketplace, YouSellComics.com, offers a site exclusively for buying and selling of all things comics. Slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell for as low as 5% commission or 0 commission monthly tiers. Run your own auctions, unlimited bin listings. YouSellComics.com. Buy, collect, sell.
Okay, so Legend of Zelda is gonna be a movie?
Indeed. I mean, I'm surprised it took this long.
To be a movie?
Like after the success of Super Mario Brothers.
Right. Okay, so following the rumors that Nintendo is developing an animated Legend of Zelda feature, we have word that a live-action adaptation of the popular video game is in the works at Sony Pictures. Link is finally headed to the big screen. The massive success of Super Mario Brothers movie led to rumors that Universal and Illumination were looking at another Nintendo classic to adapt. And we now have word that a Legend of Zelda movie is in the works. This probably won't come as much as a surprise, but there are a few unexpected details to the announcement. The project is being developed at Sony Pictures, and it's going to be a live-action adaptation. Gaming legend and franchise creator Shigeru Miyamoto took to Nintendo's official Twitter account to confirm the news. Quote, "This is Miyamoto. I have been working on a live-action film of The Legend of Zelda for many years now with Avi Arad, who has produced many mega hit films. I've asked Avi to produce this film with me, and we now have officially started development of the film with Nintendo itself heavily involved in production. It will take some time until its completion, but I hope you look forward to seeing it. The movie is helmed by Wes Ball, who directed The Maze Runner, upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and written by Derek Connolly, Jurassic World." Okay. Ball actually sent out the following tweet back in 2010. "Since I could never even hope to have the chance to direct it, the next big mocap Avatar movie should be The Legend of Zelda. Dreams do really come true. For the uninitiated, the series is set in the fictional land of..." Okay, we all know this. We play the games. So if you're looking for SPEC of Zelda, there is Nintendo Comics System sneak preview from 1990.
Ooh. Okay.
First appearance of Link from Zelda in a comic book buyer's guide. Included in Comic Books Buyer's Guide 849. So it looked like it was an insert. It's going for a high of $750.
Mama.
That's just for the insert sneak preview. The Legend of Zelda actual comic book series inspired by Legend of Zelda video game on Nintendo console. That is currently going for $250. That came out in June 1990. Legend of Zelda number 2. This cover was later used for Legend of Zelda 4, which reprinted stories from various issues, which now level it. So, if you got the cash, you can get the first appearance.
If you got the cash.
There really was only like The Legend of Zelda 1 through 5 and with reprints of the story with just different cover art. Yeah, so you have September 1990 was Level 5, and then they reprinted it again a year later with slightly... Oh no, it's the same cover.
Hmm.
Yeah, you'd have... Oh, it looks a bit more faded, but... Anyways, so there's two each of these. Yeah. And then there's a Nintendo Comic System number 7 from August 91, continuing the story of Legend of Zelda, which ended in number 5. That is going for a high of 100. So it looks like you get 1 through 5 for about $400 if you wanted the whole set, or $750 for the little insert if you can find it.
Damn,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Now, is this a good idea?
Oh, is the movie?
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the movie a good idea?
Well, is it a good idea live action wise? Animated, I think they wouldn't have a problem translating that.
Nope.
Although, from what I remember, the animated show was terrible.
It was not good.
And
it was not good, dude.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder how they're gonna do the voice, because he's never had a voice in the games. But then he reminded me about the animated show and that he did have a voice, and maybe they'll base it off that voice.
I don't think so, because that, if I remember correctly, the voice was wicked whiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're gonna have to. Are they gonna go boy Zelda or like teenage Zelda? Or sorry, boy Link or teenage Link?
Yeah, I don't know, or even adult. Like, I mean, it could be. You know what I mean? There's a lot of possibilities.
If they go teenage or adult Link, they're gonna have to cast someone who's a bit on the feminine side for playing an elf.
I would agree.
Definitely with that Japanese influence of anime and that kind of style of character that they can't cast Henry Cavill as Link. Could you imagine that? Yeah, they can't cast someone like that. He's got to be tall, thin, elvish looking.
Yeah, I mean, just hire Michael Cera.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to cast.
I mean, he does have training with the lightsaber, so he's probably good with a sword.
That's true. I mean, and he's got to be short too. If I remember correctly, like even, well, I mean, Kid Link is pretty short.
Yeah.
Teenage Link was still shorter than Zelda. Like Zelda was super tall.
Oh,
not super tall, but was tall.
So Tom Cruise then, because he's shorter than everyone.
They just have to DH Cruise.
What are they gonna do for Ganondorf? Are they gonna make him CGI then? Or are they gonna
make him crazy?
Are they gonna Bowser it up like Mario Brothers from 1991?
I feel like Dennis Hopper. I feel like they should, but Dennis Hopper, man, what a performance that poor bastard had to put on. Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay, so that's arbitrary news of the week.